Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast where there's nothing scarier than a pair of swinging old lady tatas. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always, the left tata to my right tata, is Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
I almost said something very personal in response to that. I'm not going to do it.
Good start.
I'm good, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. We're recording this on election night, so I'm anxious because I always get anxious around elections. But I was talking to my therapist earlier today.
Good. Mine's tomorrow.
Oh, nice. And I was telling her that I've been in a very good mood recently because I have a bunch of like short and long-term things that I can look forward to and work on.
I love that.
And she was like, "That's great. It's good that you know that's what keeps you happy. So you should keep doing that." And then after I finished talking to her, I went on a run, and I haven't done anything the rest of the day. Literally nothing. I had a bunch of things I wanted to do. I could have done. I did not have a busy day at work today. Nothing.
If it makes you feel better, Dan, don't make fun of me. This is me being a slob. Don't judge me.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to clean the bathroom the weekend we got COVID.
Okay.
I still haven't done it.
How long do you go between cleaning your bathroom?
I was trying to do it weekly because I'm really bad at cleaning.
Oof.
Is that a lot?
Okay, Howie Mandel over here.
He is an OCD king, okay? Some of us do not have that kind of OCD and are slobs. So I was trying to stay on top of it because I'm icked easily.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, but a queen got sick and has not found the wit. You know, one of the side effects is not wanting to do anything.
Yeah, I do think that is a big side effect of COVID.
Mm-hmm. It's long lasting, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Lackadaisism. Lackadaisiality?
Yeah.
I think
laziness.
Laziness.
I'll say laziness.
Ooh. So I told you this, but I have the TV on next to me to watch election results from KTLA, NBC's Los Angeles station. Big fan of terrestrial
you're the
TV.
K's now.
I know. I'm west of the Mississippi. And there's an ad for Scientology. They're advertising.
I hate that.
Come in today, 4810 Sunset Boulevard. We're sponsored by Scientology now. Are you ready to get your thetans checked?
My what?
I don't know. That's what it said in the ad.
I thought you meant my feet. I was like, I don't want them near my feet.
No.
I've seen that church before because I was in LA once.
Yeah,
twice.
the big blue former hospital building.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's so ominous. I hate it.
It is. The whole idea of Scientology is ominous to me. You know what? I'm going to say it. The whole idea of large culty churches makes me anxious.
Whoa. Controversial opinion over here.
I know, hot take. I just listened to a podcast about the Hillsong Church, which is the one that Justin Bieber used to belong to. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah.
But, like, their pastor was, like, shirtless all the time. And I heard this really crazy thing where apparently in the church, like, men and women were not supposed to even hold hands before marriage. And this couple, you know, chose to have sex. They were both adults. They were consenting adults.
No.
I know.
Not okay.
They're like two 21-year-old kids, and they chose to have sex. And like I said, two consenting adults, but they felt guilty about it, so they went to the church to talk about it. And the priest or the pastor was like, okay, I'm forcing you guys to break up, and you're never to speak to each other again. And I was like, what
Good
the
Lord.
fuck?
Was he shirtless when he said this?
Probably flexing his pecs and oiling his body. God.
Yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, what's your Catholic confirmation name?
Teresa.
That didn't matter. The point was you're uncomfortable with large mega churches.
Oh, yeah, Catholicism. Okay, not to be a hypocrite, but I'm going to be a hypocrite.
We are nothing if not hypocritical on this podcast.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is like most of the Catholics I know, yeah, we're Catholics, but we're
Are
like pretty
culturally
chill.
Catholic more than anything.
Triggered, yeah.
Yeah.
I did tell my mom that the Lord knows how I feel in my heart when she accused me of not going to church. No, I just feel like, it's when you start really the people who are judgy, I don't accept them. I don't claim them religiously.
Yeah, me either. Going further back to your discussion on bathroom cleanliness,
Yes.
I have improved from my previous schedule of cleaning a bathroom because I had a bathroom in my dorm room, freshman and sophomore year of college, and that shit got cleaned twice.
Triggered. Because
There-
I don't think I cleaned my bathroom at all in college.
There was a mold or something growing on the shower curtain that was green.
Mildew, yeah. Yep.
So I cleaned that winter break, and then when we had to move out, and that was it. So I have improved since then. Now I will clean the bathroom, I don't know, quarterly. I'm not that dirty in the bathroom, though.
Well, neither am I, but like think about the buildings in Milwaukee that like I live in. Like the
That's true,
building's just
yeah.
older. And I mean, that's not to say like my kitchen and bathroom. Well, okay.
I
should
clean
put
my
it this way.
kitchen way more frequently than I clean my bathroom.
I mean, like I mop the floor and rub down. Oh my god, wipe down the counters.
I give my counters and cabinets the old rub and tug every week.
Oh god, this is like how I accidentally said the phrase "beat off" at work. That's so embarrassing. I could have died that day. Anyway, I'm trying to be better. I think I did that thing where you, instead of like easing yourself into doing better, you just do a full 180.
Yeah, because that's how things last. That's how you make sure that
And-
things are changes in your life.
Yeah, so instead of cleaning the bathroom whenever we had company coming over, now I clean it like more than once a month, which is
Okay.
woo.
That's a big change.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the main thing is I shed like a freaking animal, so I just gotta mop and vacuum more than anything else, and I like to change out like our floor mat and stuff.
Oh, you have multiple floor mats. Look at you, Miss Moneybags.
I know. Well, one came with our shower curtain, and one is like plush.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like
Ooh.
stepping on a freaking cloud.
I think we've talked enough about our sartorial habits. I think we
Yeah.
can get on to the actual topic of discussion.
There's no bathrooms in this movie.
There is literally, actually, that's not true. There's very briefly a bathroom in two shots.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, the movie that we're talking about today is Barbarian.
Woo! Starring.
Our most recent film that we have talked about. It is a month old.
I am so excited to hear what you have to say, Dan. I'm just getting comfy. Don't
Okay.
mind me. All that movement over here.
So, Barbarian, released on September 9th, 2022. Written and directed by Zach Kreger, best known for being a member of The Whitest Kids You Know, a comedy troupe. Starring Georgina
Wait.
Campbell. Yes?
Is that how he knows what's his face?
What?
The guy from
What?
Dodgeball.
Justin Long?
Are they involved?
No.
Was he in that?
No.
Oh. I don't know.
The Whitest Kids You Know were like an alt comedy group.
Yeah.
Justin Long was not in that.
Oh well, I was like, he's funny. I only know him from Dodgeball, so I
Galaxy Quest.
I never actually seen that movie.
We watched it for the podcast.
Did we?
You have seen the movie, yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I got it confused with Spaceballs. Sorry. Don't tell Tim Allen. I like Galaxy Quest. I forgot that he was in that because I was distracted by, Tim Allen, Alan Rickman, and Sigourney Weaver just absolutely strutting their stuff on screen.
There are a couple other things that you know Justin Long for. Dodgeball, Herbie Fully Loaded,
Never saw that for real this time.
Accepted, the movie about where he makes a fake community college.
Never saw that.
You never turned on Comedy Central for like 5 years when it was always on.
No.
Interesting. Idiocracy.
Is Tim Allen in that one too?
No. Idiocracy is the Luke Wilson movie. Where, what's his name is the president? Terry Crews.
Oh, okay, Mr. President.
The Alvin and the Chipmunks series of films, he is Alvin.
Okay. Oh, shut up! Really? I only knew that Jesse McCartney was Theodore.
Yeah, he's
Theodore's
Alvin.
my favorite anyway.
And then the other one, Simon is Matthew Gray Gubler.
Oh,
from
Three
Criminal
Kings.
Minds.
Yeah, the only one I knew was Theodore because he's my favorite, and because I like Jesse McCartney.
I go for the alphas, so I like Alvin.
Oh, okay. Gross. But Theodore's so cute and little.
You've also seen Justin Long in the I'm a Mac, I'm a PC ads. From like 2006. What? The ad campaign, I'm a Mac, I'm a PC. The PC was played by John Hodgman, and Justin Long was the Mac.
How sleek of him.
Right? He's a sleek man. So Barbarian, starring Justin Long, Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and not really anyone else of note. They're the main three.
Yeah.
None of the people who were below the line have Wikipedia pages, so I don't have much information about them.
That's fair.
With a budget of $4.5 million, it made $45 million at the box office. And,
move that decimal point.
Right? It was the most streamed film on all platforms in the U.S. for the week ending on October 30th, 2022.
Oh my God, I think that's... No. I know I was sick when Gage and I watched it, I think. Can't remember when we watched it, but we had pizza rolls for dinner that night. We said we're going to have a child's dream night of watching a movie and eating pizza rolls for dinner. And
on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 92% approval rating.
Because it slaps.
Smart, darkly humorous, and above all scary, Barbarian offers a chilling and consistently unpredictable thrill ride for horror fans.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Jordan Peele involved in this?
I do not believe so.
Maybe I just assume anything good and scary he's involved in.
Zac Efron was the first choice to play Justin Long's character.
Yes, Gage told me that, and you know what? I don't know that I think I would have liked it with him.
I don't think I would have liked it either. There's something very disarming about Justin Long that Zac Efron doesn't have.
It's because, no offense to Justin Long. Justin Long is hot in a normal person way.
Yes.
Zac Efron is hot in a celebrity way.
Justin Long is the most attractive person in a tech office.
Yeah, like if he was like, I'm an accountant, I make 6 figures, I'd be like, okay.
Go off, King.
Okay, damn, son. You free on Saturday?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But as a celebrity, I'm like, it's giving Michael Cera.
Okay.
Did I stutter?
That is insulting to Justin Long.
Just saying he's painfully average.
Oh, wow. Okay. What am I then? Say it. Say it. Tell the truth.
Just like Justin Long, you're handsome for a normal person. But I'm sorry, it was that. Oh my God! How could I have forgotten? Tell Anna congratulations on Chris. Oh my freaking
Chris
God!
Evans
Captain
being
America.
sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive.
Yes.
How's she holding up?
I don't know if she knows. She hasn't said anything about it to me. I just found out
God.
about it from Twitter, like everybody else.
You'll have to. Yeah, you'll have to tell her.
Yeah. I assume she's found out by now, but I haven't talked to her in a couple hours.
Oh, probably because she's passed out on the floor from happiness.
Yeah. So, yeah, a 92% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. But Cinema Score, the people that stand outside the theater and ask people to rate the movies, audiences gave it a C+ out of A to F.
Well, that's average.
Yeah. So I first watched it last night, and I watched it on HBO Max. I realized I could have gone to the theaters and seen it. It's still in theaters, which I'd recommend it. Go if you're gonna watch it. You can watch it in streaming, but I will always
Yeah.
tell you to go watch a movie in a theater over watching it streaming. Speaking of movies that I recently saw in theaters, if you have the chance, go see Tar, starring Cate Blanchett.
Tar.
Tar.
Okay.
It is about an orchestra conductor.
Oh, it's giving Whiplash.
Yeah, very much giving Whiplash.
Oh, okay, Lady Whiplash.
Much more psychological, but it is incredible.
Okay.
So that's
I
that.
also watched this streaming, for the record, because I had COVID but didn't know it yet.
The coronavirus, as the kids may say.
The Rona.
Yes. What were your thoughts before? Because you're waiting with bated breath for mine, so I'm going to drag this on as long as I can without telling you my thoughts.
Fine. It was weird. I definitely came out of it saying, what the fuck? I thought it was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes when things are... How do I say this without spoiling everything?
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I guess I'll put it this way. I felt compassion and sadness for the
Monster?
scary woman. I don't want to say monster because I don't think she was. She
I
was
do.
very clearly supposed to be like a victim of incest.
Yes, absolutely.
And so to me, that's sad because that's not her fault.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
she ripped a dude's arm off. And she eats people.
He has a skis.
She eats other people. What happens to the dude?
Okay, I was sad that she ate Bill Skarsgård, but I don't know. Like, it's just one of those. Sometimes when I watch, like, for example, the Hill House show or like Bly Manor, excuse me,
Blythe Spirit?
I cry. I did. Oh, I cried after that. Just kidding. Not for any reasons involving the show. I felt sad for her for that.
Okay.
But I wished that we had gotten more from Bill Skarsgård's character because I didn't know Justin Long was in this, so I was like thrown for a total loop when he came on screen.
Okay.
Which it gave me a lot to think about when that happened, and there were little pieces that you kind of, I feel like, not in a this is a movie that you're gonna have to spend so much time thinking about way, but there were pieces that I did end up having to like put together on my own, you know?
Okay.
Which, like, if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss it.
Yeah. I think that the only thing that I knew going into this movie, I didn't know that Bill Skarsgård was in it. In fact, 10 minutes in, I was like, I had to Google it because I was like, I recognize that guy so much. He's a cutie. Who is it? Oh, it's Bill Skarsgård.
And last week you made fun of me.
Yeah, because I hadn't
this
seen.
bitch.
I had not seen Bill Skarsgård in normal human makeup and clothing.
Ooh, I'm fucking booking my plane ticket so we can fight right now. Hands on sight.
So I knew the only thing that I knew going into it, aside from Justin Long, was that there was a cavern or something in the basement of the house, and when Justin Long discovered it, he was trying to figure out how that could raise his property value. That was all that I knew about it.
Because he's a skis in this movie.
Yeah. And after watching it, I will say I did, I think, watch it under the most extreme, non-scary circumstances. It was nighttime, but I was also baking cookies while watching
Oh my god. Ideal.
Yeah.
I love that. What kind?
Just chocolate chip cookies. The Toll House recipe, but not Toll House chocolate chips.
Shut the fuck up. I do I do the Toll House recipe too, but I call it Grandma Anna's chocolate chip cookies and don't tell people.
Oh,
The secret recipe is that it's not, or the secret ingredient is that it's not my recipe.
it's the same recipe that hundreds of other
Everyone
people use.
uses. Yeah, but everybody compliments me like I'm fucking snapping and popping off.
Same with me. I think. You know what I think it is? Real butter.
Oh, no, because I use Crisco.
Oh, yeah. I use real butter, and it's a lot of people just make it from the pre-made things that you can buy in the store. That's not it. You gotta do it by hand.
I think it's the fact that we took the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can
put
taste
extra
the
chocolate
effort.
chips in. Anyway, you were baking cookies, and I love that energy.
I was baking cookies, so I didn't find the movie all that scary. Anna found it scarier than I did. I don't like the monster. The character the character's name is the mother. According
I
to
don't like that.
The end credits, and I think that like I didn't find her that scary. I was like, oh look, it's Marilyn Manson.
Mood. Drag his ass.
I also I don't find the elderly female body scary because I'm
okay.
advanced.
We all know you voted left, Dan.
No, I voted hard right.
Oh, okay.
Which in California is like center left. But I think that this movie is very fun. It's a very because I didn't think it was that scary. I thought it was a very fun kind of like the vibe that I can best describe it as is a Halloween haunted corn maze, like that kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like it's like scary movie for people who aren't really into scary movies.
Yeah, which I think is I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how each act was its own completely separate thing until it came together at the end. I thought that was a great setup.
I agree.
I think that all the characters, the main woman whose character name I cannot remember for the life of me, Tess. It doesn't matter. She could have any name.
I would just say like woman.
Yeah.
I'd call her and Bill Skarsgård like woman and man.
Yeah.
Because I'm not creative, and they're a symbol of everyone. How we're trapped by the patriarchy. I don't know.
Sure. I think they might be a little one-dimensional sort of characters.
Absolutely.
But I think that Justin Long's character of being a skis ball who is constantly in denial with himself, and then when he is given so many chances to correct his situation, correct himself, correct his person, and every time he almost does it before immediately reverting back to being like, nah, fuck it. I really like that, and I think it works because it's someone like Justin Long, where you're like, oh no, where you want him, you're rooting for him to come to his senses each time. And when he has that one speech near the end where he's like coming to self-realization, and you're like,
yes,
oh yes, and then 5 minutes later he throws it all away literally. I'm like, no.
I agree with you, and that's part of why I think Zac Efron couldn't do it. Because no offense to Zac Efron, if he is, I don't think Zac Efron's a dick in real life. He gives off the energy of a good guy, but I feel like if he was playing a dick in a movie, I would automatically be like, okay, no redemption. There's no way. He's too much of a jerk.
Yeah, I mean,
like his face is giving one-dimensional.
We've seen that in multiple movies, in Neighbors and in Baywatch. He was playing a dick in both of them, and he's fine. I don't know.
He's great in Greatest Showman.
Oh. I'm flying across the country.
I fucking love that movie.
I also think that the casting of Bill Skarsgård as American
Did it make you
Man,
uncomfortable?
A little bit. I think that his character is more just misguided than any actually sinister thing. But I think that's part of the thing. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable because he's played horror movie monsters before. He literally says the line, "I'm not some sort of monster or anything." His actions are not. They're on the borderline where they could be like, this guy's a total creep, or this guy's trying to be nice and it's just coming off in the wrong sort of way.
I think that they only come across as borderline because he's a man. In this essay, I will. Maybe it's because I'm a woman, and like, if I was her, I never would have.
What if, like, if the roles were reversed and it was a woman doing this? Is that what you're being?
I would feel safer with a woman than walking into a house with a man.
Yeah,
a woman I'd never met before.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the like a commentary of the movie.
Is that men are scary? Correct.
Correct. But then we get scared by the scariest thing of all, a naked old woman. So yeah, I think that I enjoyed this. I think it's a very fun Halloween movie, and like it's not too scary. If you're if you don't like horror movies, watch it with the lights on and make cookies while doing it, and you'll have a good old time.
Amen.
Like there aren't really. The one thing that I have to say that I really like, there are not really jump scares.
There's like one.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Great. More horror movies need to be atmospheric or like visibly see the monster, and your fear is not that it's going to jump out of the dark, but it's going to catch up to them.
They also do a little bit of social commentary in this movie, which is interesting.
I didn't get any of that.
Are you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Okay, good. I was like, where were you? Was it when you were in the kitchen?
Yeah, because I'm a man. I was a man in the kitchen, okay?
Wow, let me fucking applaud for you, Dan.
Social commentary. I made dinner and dessert last night. So I think that I deserve more praise.
You're right.
More praise than women.
Wow, King.
Who are
Keep
expected to
doing
do
that great work.
Right? Because you know why? I wasn't expected.
No.
Ahaha. Thank you.
Should we discuss the actual movie?
No, I need to talk about how I'm more of an advanced man. Let's talk.
Sorry.
So it's Detroit, and Tess Marshall has booked an Airbnb in the Brightmoor neighborhood because I guess it was really cheap.
I mean, she sounds like Stormy. You look like mommy, baby. Me booking an Airbnb. Honestly, I've done the exact same thing in a hotel. Thankfully, I got lucky and did not book it in a bad area. It just turned out that they had just had bed bugs and they fumigated and were trying to get people back. I did not sleep in that hotel that night.
That's smart.
Well.
And she comes in at night, so she doesn't see how dilapidated the neighborhood is. This is the only house that hasn't been totally run down.
And it's like pouring rain, too, so how could she even see to get there, to be honest?
Yeah. She drove from D.C. based on her license plate.
God bless her. Couldn't be me.
No, me either. She finds out after she inputs the code and opens the box and there's no key in there that the house has been double booked. And staying there, somewhat creepily, is Bill Skarsgård.
Somewhat handsomely is Bill Skarsgård.
Creepily. And she's unnerved, and Bill Skarsgård is doing seemingly everything in his power to both prove that he is both not a monster, but also it's coming across borderline as like maybe he's trying to do something.
I would have done something. I'm going to say it straight up.
Oh, my Lord.
I would have done something. He's so handsome. Okay, listen. Only because I know it's Bill Skarsgård. If this was real life, I don't care if the man is fucking George Clooney's lookalike twin. I would have slammed the door in his face and said, I'll sleep in my car. Bye. Catch me in a Walmart parking lot.
What if Jonathan Taylor Thomas opened the door?
Is it him or is it just a man who looks like him? I probably wouldn't see the next day because I would go inside. I'd be murdered. I don't think, even if it was like a person with like little kids, like a family, I would not feel comfortable realistically going in and sleeping in the same house as them. I don't care if the bedroom has locks on it. Mm-hmm. If I don't know you, like sleeping is so vulnerable. I'm not going to let you slash me in the middle of the night.
Okay. No faith in
humanity. How about you?
I get it.
What if you knocked on the door and a mysterious but handsome man started whining and dining you? What would you do?
I would take off my pants and jacket.
Oh, okay, Blank. I see you.
No, I would not stay there. Of course I wouldn't. But you can't stay anywhere else because there is a convention in town, so all the hotels are booked.
Mood. Have you ever tried to book a hotel during an Elvis convention? I have. It sucks.
Why were you going to Vegas during an Elvis convention?
Oh, I wasn't going to Vegas.
Why are there Elvis conventions anywhere else?
I couldn't tell you.
Where were you going?
I was supposed to go to
Memphis?
La Crosse, I think.
There,
No, La
an
Crosse.
Elvis convention in La Crosse, Wisconsin?
Yes, indeed, you do.
What, there are 3 people there? At the
I
one
don't know.
hotel?
I guess it was big. I cannot tell you. I didn't ever actually go, so I can't tell you.
I've stayed at the Econo Lodge in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and let me tell you, it exists.
I've never been to La Crosse that I know of.
It's nice. It's a nice town on the river, between Minnesota and Wisconsin. But anyway,
Correct.
eventually, Tess allows herself to stay at the house overnight.
Bold.
After Bill
She got real
Skarsgård
lucky.
does attempt to wine her, and they do share some drinks.
I would have guzzled.
I would have gone bottle for... Okay. Calm down.
Just kidding. Wine gives me a headache. If it was sparkling grape juice, though, game over.
In the middle of the night, she's sleeping, and Bill Skarsgård is having this nightmare. And there's a weird camera effect that's going on that makes it all seem dreamlike. And she wakes him up because, something terrible could be going on. I thought he was possessed at that point.
I was under the impression that he was going to turn into this monster.
Uh-huh.
So I was, waiting for it at any fucking moment. I was like, my man's going to morph.
Morph.
But I was surprised he did not morph in this moment.
I
guess real people don't morph, so.
Yeah. So, anyway, all is fine and dandy. The next morning, Bill leaves for the day, and Tess goes into Detroit for her interview because she's interviewing for a documentary film thing.
Mm-hmm. And realizes she's in a not-so-great area.
Yes. And when she comes back, she is chased inside by a homeless man yelling at her that she has to leave.
Social commentary.
Social commentary.
Begins. Dial it in.
Do. That's me dialing.
Good job. Good job, Dan.
Thank you. So she gets back inside, and as she is looking for toilet paper, she gets locked in. She goes downstairs and gets locked in the basement.
Nightmare.
And then as she is further exploring, she pulls a rope in the wall. Far too obvious of a way to open your hidden corridor.
Now, I have a question, Dan. Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb?
Yes.
Okay, I have as well. The basement door was locked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Basement door was always locked.
Yep.
And I stayed in an Airbnb in Palm Springs most recently.
Okay.
And
mine was Orlando.
Not only was the basement locked, the garage was locked because we weren't staying there long enough to allow us to park our cars in the garage. You had to be staying there longer than 4 days, and we were not staying there for 4 days.
That's so fucking stupid, but
Right?
okay. We weren't allowed in the garage either, but it was because they used it as storage.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Storage for what? The bodies?
Probably. It was a beautiful place. I'm going to tell you right now. It was gorgeous.
So in the basement, in the secret second basement that Tess finds, she walks down this staircase, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know what this is, but it's not right. And she finds a room with a light on that has a stained mattress,
Gross.
a bloody handprint on the wall. It looks like my freshman year of college bathroom.
Fight or flight activated.
But it doesn't have what my freshman year of college bathroom didn't have was a camcorder in there.
Yeah. If I was her, I would have been acting the same. I would have been like, fuck this place. I'm out. What kind of nasty, messed up porn is being made down here?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So
And I would have called the police or just flat skedaddle.
absolutely. So obviously terrified, she runs back up and tries to get up from the basement, but she can't. She's still locked. She ends up getting Keith's attention as he arrives home, and they open the window, the tiny little window that she can crawl through so that she can get back to above ground. And Keith, Bill Skarsgård, is not believing her. He's like, what? No.
Typical
no way.
man.
You're being crazy like a woman is. Like women
Typical man.
And eventually he's like, fine, I'll go, I'll look. I'm sure it's nothing. So he goes downstairs. He goes into the further basement. And then
Why?
Nothing. We hear nothing from him.
Why would anybody want to explore down there? I would have noped out at the first sight of an endless corridor, okay?
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I would have said, fuck no. Absolutely not.
I would have been like,
and I would have called the Airbnb people.
that's nice. Goodbye.
Yup.
Well, she'd also called the Airbnb people earlier, and they had not responded.
Okay, fair. I guess I forgot about that.
Negligent
I would
management.
call police. I'm back to square one. Listen. I'm just saying, I know that, like, the police in this movie...
Useless.
I still would have tried.
Okay.
I would have called somebody.
So, she then ventures down there, where she goes into the basement, she goes into the sub-basement, and there is not only just the corridor that has the room, but a secret tunnel that she goes into where Keith is screaming for help.
Listeners, you can't see me. I'm shaking my head and frowning in disgust.
I am farting and shitting and throwing up all at the
Screaming.
same time.
Yep. Crying.
Perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes into the tunnel. She goes into this cavern, ventures down into the darkness with only her phone flashlight to light it up. And she finds Keith, who is terrified of something. And he says, and she tries to pull him out back to safety. And he's like, no, we can't go there. We need to keep going deeper. She bit me. Don't like that for anyone.
Me either. I thought that's why I thought he was going to turn.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I thought I fucking knew, Dan. I was like, plot of this movie, nailed down. Predicted.
Me too. But it's the not timeless, but since Psycho, the trope of big star dies in the first act of the movie.
Respectfully, I hated it. I was devastated, ready to turn the movie off. Where was my eye candy? Dead?
Okay, I don't like how much you're insulting Justin Long through all this.
I'm sorry, but I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing the baby blues of a Skarsgård. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, this naked woman, Marilyn Manson.
Oh, it's the boobs flapping in the breeze for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's no underboob sweat because of how she's hunched. So they're just hanging down.
It's giving looking at yourself in the mirror completely naked when you're having a bad self-esteem day.
Stringy, greasy hair.
Oh,
fucked up
God.
teeth.
Stop describing me, Dan. Everybody's going to know what I look like.
So she attacks both of them and brutally dismembers and kills Keith.
It's very intense, to say the least.
And then, cut to beautiful Los Angeles, California.
When I tell you I thought that the TV broke, I said, what just happened?
The hard cut to Justin Long singing in his convertible as he drives down PCH.
I was stunned. I was like, what happened here?
Mm-hmm. During the entire time where he's on the phone with his agent in this scene. So Justin Long, he's playing a sitcom actor. He has a new sitcom that got picked up, but he's getting dropped from it because he has been accused of either sexual assault or rape or improper conduct or something like that with a co-star.
Yeah. I assumed rape. I
yeah.
think they say later on rape.
Yeah. During the entire time that he's on the phone with his agent, manager, some sort of representation, I was trying to figure out where exactly on the PCH he was.
Oh my God. That's fair. I feel like when I watched Bridesmaids for the first time, I very much feel like I was like, did they actually film this in Milwaukee or is it fake?
Yeah.
The whole time. So I get that.
I do that with any movie where I have a vague idea of the location.
Yeah.
Like Anna and I have been watching The Bear, which is set in Chicago.
Oh, is it good? Should I watch it?
It's great. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
And I'm like, I recognize that. I recognize that. I've been there. It's
Yes.
so fun.
I do that too whenever something's set in New York. Because I went there one time in high school and I'm like, I've been there.
Oh, you could say I'm
Gage
a
just
bit
yelled,
of a
I've been
Manhattanite.
there. Oh my God. Gage literally just yelled, I've been there from across the room. Because
Do you do that with
It's on
everything?
only if I've been there.
If you've been there?
I've been there.
So when he pulled his car off to the side of the road, I figured out where he was. I knew where he's just north of Malibu.
Oh, okay, beach girl.
Beach babe.
It's giving Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. So Justin Long, he is a big spender and he's running out of money because he doesn't have any work. So
Just like every celebrity.
right?
Sad.
Just like me.
Oh.
He has to sell some of his assets to pay for his legal costs for multiple trials. So he owns some property in Detroit, and he travels to the rental property he owns in Detroit City.
Did we ever figure out why he randomly owns property in Detroit of all places? Is he from there?
They don't say. It was probably just some sort of like investment decision.
Okay. I was just wondering because like if somebody was like, do you want to buy this rental property in Alabama? I don't know anything about Alabama. Why would I want to do that?
No, but if you have millions of dollars and some advisor goes up to you and is like, hey, this community is going to be on the up and up. You can get it super cheap and just rent it out and you'll be making free money.
That's fair. Okay, well, fool me and my $1 million.
Yeah. So he owns the house and he goes there. Is like, what the fuck? Why is there stuff here? Are there people staying here? No, it's been a month. Allegedly, they checked out, but the cleaning people only come to prepare it for the next tenants.
I have another question. Bill Skarsgård was in a band. His bandmates didn't look for him.
Maybe they don't like him. They were hoping he would
Maybe.
disappear.
Because it seemed like Tessa's boyfriend was kind of a douche.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like, she probably ran away, that whore. Whereas he seems like he had people who like depended on him, but maybe he had bad friends, I guess.
Maybe. Seems like it.
That sucks. Oh, sad. This is all sad.
Bill Sadsgaard.
Rip.
Yeah. So eventually, Justin Long finds the basement, and he's like, "Oh hell yeah!" He's trying to figure out how he
As
can
one
list
does.
it as he's selling the house as more square footage, more bedrooms, and he takes out a measuring tape to measure the. He sees the rape room, like
Literally.
and he's like measuring it with a measuring tape. It's very funny. His whole
is
reaction
funny.
to it.
It's gross, but it's funny.
And
I can't
then-
even imagine being in that room, let alone touching the walls.
No. He finds the sub corridor thing. He's still so excited. So much more square footage to list. And he's measuring the staircase as he's walking down. But as he goes down there, he gets attacked by the woman,
Classic.
the mother. And he falls into a pit where guess who's there? It's Tess. She's alive.
I love to see it. That was the twist Mama needed, to be
Right?
honest.
I thought she was
My
dead.
confidence. Me too. I was so worried he was gonna fly in there and there'd be like Bill Skarsgård's decapitated body.
That's the name of my band, actually.
Oh, interesting.
So the mother wants them to act as her children.
More than that,
Well,
she wants them to be her babies.
yeah, her itty bitty babies. When I say
whole-
babies are children,
Well, I don't know. I guess.
and she is trying to get them. She offers both of them. She offers Tess first a bottle, milk from a bottle. Tess
It's like
drinks
huge.
it. Yeah.
What the fuck? Where'd they get such a big bottle?
Big Lots.
I have been to a Big Lots, and the items are not, in fact, larger than normal.
Oh, well, then it should just be called Lots.
I know.
Tess drinks it. Justin Long refuses, so she drags him away and forces him to breastfeed.
Ugh, the mere mention gave me the ick just now. Did you see that chill go through my spine?
I did.
Not that there's anything gross about breastfeeding. You know what?
There
More
is in
power
this
to women
context.
who breastfeed, but this is gross. Yeah, this gave me the ick.
This is the scariest part of the movie.
You're afraid of breasts, Dan?
Yes.
Dan?
Gasped so hard she choked.
Oh, I was screaming, crying, shitting, throwing up, farting.
So Tess ends up, because the door is open and because he was taken away, she gets to escape from the house. She breaks the basement window, runs to a gas station, and can call the police from there. But the police are useless. Absolutely useless.
No comment.
And totally dismissive of her. Convinces them to go back to the house, but they won't go in. They get called away. They think that she's a crackhead or something.
I do not think it was a mistake that they cast a black actress in this role and set it in Detroit in a poor neighborhood with the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it was a mistake either, and I don't think
Or not a mistake, an accident is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I thought you were saying. That's what I was saying too.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that her disheveled appearance looking as it does was also not an accident.
Because everybody knows that Detroit is... It's got some areas that are not great, and it's especially not great for people of color.
Yes.
And I don't think that the people who directed and wrote this movie, I don't think they were not making a note of that. So more power to them. That's part of what I was talking about.
You are a wonderful linguist. I don't think they were not making a note of that.
Dan, I work so hard all day to write nice blogs. Can I just come home and be simple, please? Can I just come home and suck at talking in peace? I don't think that they did not choose to not do that, didn't.
That's right.
I don't know why I became Southern, but I did.
Flashback time. It's the 1980s. It's 1981, actually, based on the radio, where Ronald Reagan is inheriting the worst inflation on some 40 years of an incoming president.
Did anybody else feel whiplash from that time jump?
A little bit. The format that it was shot on changed. They shot that on film.
Yes.
And the frame size changed. All of it.
Yes. I thought that was beautiful.
It was very much looked like But I'm a Cheerleader.
Loved that movie. It was giving.
It was. You know who was taking, though? The house's original owner, Frank.
Curmudgeon City.
He went to we see him go to the store, get stuff for a baby that is being home birthed.
The ick is back.
Mm-hmm. And we see him dress up as a gas company employee, which gets him into women's houses, a woman that he stalked from the store, where he goes in, just has to check something in the bathroom, unlocks the bathroom window, and leaves so he can presumably kidnap her and assault her and kill her in the future.
Because newsflash, there's not actually a baby being born. It's just all things that you can also use to set up a kill room.
I don't think that's the case, though. I think there was a baby being born.
You think the mother?
Well, if not her, later down the line. Because she is a victim of incest upon incest upon incest upon incest.
Mm-hmm. See, that's... Yeah, I don't know. I was getting vibes that he's like, oh yeah, it's a baby is being born. So I need gloves and tarps Definitely not anything I'm using to hide a body. Maybe it's just because I watched Dexter.
Okay.
And
I've
like
never
those
seen
are
it.
things that he sets up kill rooms. So there's like tarps and stuff.
Yeah, I think based on the rape room that he has set up, I think it's likely that that was the only time he was telling the truth.
That's fair. I'm gonna say artist's interpretation.
Okay.
Viewer interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
The artist is leaving it up to us.
But we then cut back to present time, and after escaping from the mother for a little bit, Justin Long finds Frank still alive, living in the tunnel.
Living?
Well,
barely.
alive
My man
in
is
the tunnel, breathing.
holding on by a thread.
And Justin Long thinks that he's a victim of the mother's, who is like, oh, great. The police are coming. We'll get you out of this. And Frank makes him go grab the nightstand that had been moved away from his bed. And
who do you think moved it?
Maybe the mother did.
I feel
maybe
like
Frank
no offense.
was strong enough before, but he had lost all of his strength. Like, he can't even talk now.
Yeah, maybe. I was just wondering because, like, the mother's really strong and really like she's athletic, I would say,
which is not
and
realistic for generations
No.
of incest.
You
don't get
be
super soldiers from it.
very weak and sickly. I just was curious because, like, who's making, like, do you think maybe whoever the mother's mom was, or if he had like a woman that he viewed as his wife down there or something? Because I was like, how is this table away from him? I don't know. I'm thinking too hard. This is just what I was thinking about. I was like, who moved the table?
So as Frank pulls a revolver out of the nightstand,
Gasp.
Justin Long discovers a collection of tapes, which are videos of Frank raping the women that he has kidnapped, which we don't see, thank God. But
thank Jesus. I'm
apparently
shaking my head and making an ick face again.
It is horrible.
I mean,
based on
I would
Justin Long's
imagine.
reaction. Yeah, if it's not, that would be odd.
If he's having a great time watching it. Oh, we forgot to mention back when Justin Long goes back to Detroit, he like meets up with a friend, and a friend is like, "Did you do it? Did you rape the woman?" And he's like, "Yeah."
No, he's not like, he doesn't say yeah. He gives the
He says I coerced her into it.
the
basically.
Robin Thicke excuse. I hate these blurred
not the
lines.
blurred lines.
Yeah.
I am embarrassed to admit that I used to throw down to that song in high school.
Oh my god. It's on the
Before I knew.
soundtrack for NBA 2K14, which is the version that I play the most. So I still hear it, and I'm like, what? I hear Get Lucky, and then it's followed by that, and I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh
Come
God!
on.
Why were those songs something that I listened to?
Get Lucky's good.
So long.
So Frank kills himself. AJ takes the revolver.
That transition was upsetting.
You should be happy.
Okay.
Yeah, so he kills himself. AJ takes the revolver. He's going to find them. The mother leaves the house to find Tess because she escaped.
Her baby.
And
My baby, my baby.
Tess takes her car and rams it into the mother. She thinks that she killed her. I don't. It doesn't seem like she
we
did
all
at all.
know.
No.
We all know she didn't.
Yeah. And she goes into the basement to rescue AJ, who shoots her.
We all saw that coming too, because he's stupid.
I didn't see that coming, actually.
Oh, really? I was like,
That
there's
surprised
no
me.
way. She's going back into the tunnel and he's got a gun. He's going to think she's the monster. I just sensed it in my bones because he's stupid and would shoot before asking questions.
So they escape the house, and they are then led to shelter by Andre, the homeless man who had chased Tess earlier.
An angel in disguise.
Until he says something stupid.
Yeah, well.
Which is, why would you say that? Why would you tempt fate like that? So he's explaining He explains that the mother is incest upon incest upon incest by Frank. And he says, I've been here for 15 years and she's never got me. And then she immediately bursts through the wall and rips his head in half. Rips his head off.
He should have knocked on wood, then he would have been safe.
Yeah, I get. Well, it was all metal. How could he knock on wood in there? So they then get chased up a water tower, and on top of the water tower, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Justin Long also in the hideout does have a realization that he can change. He needs to be a better person, and then he can change it. He can improve his situation and not stop blaming everybody else for everything. And
I'm shaking my head again.
Raping people. Listeners, if you're doing that, stop. You're horrible.
Amen. Preach, Dan.
Stop listening. Also, go. Turn yourself in.
Yes. For a second, I was like, "Wait, you're just telling people to stop." And then I remembered what you were saying, and then I agreed with you.
You're gonna wait. No, keep listening.
I forgot for a second
That's
that
a
we
large
were still
demographic
talking to the
of
rapists. Wait, rapists. Just kidding. Close your ears. We don't want your viewership.
Listenership.
Yeah.
I mean, we also don't want your viewership. If you can look at our windows, that's impressive
I
for
just
me. I'm on the
closed
third
my blind.
floor.
I'm on the first floor. I just closed my blind before we started recording in case I was scared I'd be looking in my little monitor at myself and a monster would pop in the window.
Oh my gosh.
We have to leave it open because Jester likes to look out the window, but she is not here right now because she had a bath today, and because of the kind of dog she is, she's still kind of wet, and we didn't want her sitting on the couch.
Fair. So atop the water tower, there's no escape, and AJ's like, this is the only way I can save myself. So he pushes Tess off the tower.
What the fuck? I mean, I know why now, but at the time I said, what the fuck?
The mother is using her instincts, her motherly instincts, to try and save her. Shields her from the fall, catches her as she falls. And
Sad.
AJ's trying to rationalize it to himself, like it's the only thing I could do. Only way, at least one of us will survive. Shut up, bitch.
Dumb bitch. It shouldn't have been him. It should have been Tess.
Yeah,
even though she does live.
Yeah, she is injured but okay on the ground in the arms of the mother. He's trying to rationalize it to her. The mother wakes up and then kills him.
I mean, he had it coming. He had it coming. He was a dick.
He only had himself to blame.
Dan, where are our fishnets?
I'm doing high kicks right now.
Oh my god.
So the mother then tries to comfort Tess, wants to take her back to the house, but Tess says no, and I think the mother realizes this is it because she gives her a forehead finger touch kiss. It's kind of a
that part was kind of cute. Yeah. It's sad. See what I mean? It's kind of sad.
Yeah, and then she shoots and kills the mother, and then stumbles away as the sun rises. And then Be My Baby starts playing.
Oh, I was vibing when I be my little baby. Oh, I would throw down to that song.
Absolutely. Great track. A little on the nose for the credits.
It's okay. I love a good song.
Is that the end of it? I love a good song. Okay. I'm weird. Okay. I'm crazy. I'm kooky. I love music.
I'm crazy, but I'm free. No, I was just talking today with my coworkers. They're all laughing because I was saying that one of my favorite credit scenes is at the end of Annabelle Comes Home. And it's terrifying scenes from the movie and Annabelle's face popping up under rainbow colors to Dancing in the Moonlight.
Really?
And it's so kooky crazy. I just love it. I was jamming.
I forgot to mention, the reason the mother's trying to be motherly is because she has a videotape that she has watched of how to be a mother. So she thinks that.
Someone breastfeeding.
Mind. Yeah. And then the credits roll, and that is Barbarian.
And we're all mouths agape.
I was like, that's fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
I was dancing to Be My Little Baby. Be my little baby.
My one and only baby.
I was divine.
What? I said all my thoughts about it at the beginning.
Yeah, I
it's
mean, we
fun.
kind of did it backwards today because I made you talk. I just wanted to know how you would think. I really didn't think you were gonna like it, but I really am glad that you did because I really liked it a lot too. It's different from anything I'd ever seen before. I think.
It is not. I don't think it's a straight up horror movie.
No. Thriller. I would say it's more thriller.
It's more of a thriller, and I like thrillers, and I think it works very well like that. And it's like I said, it's despite the content matter and like the heaviness of the themes and the subject, it's kind of like a light watch. It's like a beach read of a movie.
Yeah, like I said, it's like if I was still as scared of scary movies as I was when I was younger, it would be something that I think I could have consumed. Like I watched Shutter Island and I watched Eagle Eye. I think no, not Eagle Eye. Whatever the Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's Eagle Eye.
Yeah.
Or Disturbia.
Disturbia. I watched both of those. So
Okay.
really, what is the point? But anyway, one of those where it's like kind of spooky, but mostly it's just like a thriller more than anything else.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I wouldn't have watched this at the same age that I was when I watched those because this is a little more. Well, I probably could have consumed this stuff when I was that age, I guess. I'm trying to think how old I was when I watched those movies. Maybe not Shutter Island because I think I was in 8th grade when I watched that. Which seems a little heavy for an 8th grader, but such is life. It's like you said, yeah, like it is a beach read for a horror novel.
Yeah.
Or a horror movie.
I do have some trivia for you.
Oh, okay, I'm listening. I'm ready. My eyes are closed, ears open.
So the exterior shots of the neighborhood were filmed in Detroit. And Justin Long.
That's so sad.
Justin Long Driving was filmed on PCH, but the rest of the movie was shot in Bulgaria.
That's so random.
I know.
Okay.
The last movie that Zach Kreger directed, he also starred and wrote, was called Miss March, which was a 2009 sex comedy where he wakes up from a coma and finds out that his girlfriend is a Playboy model, and they go on a road trip to the Playboy mansion.
That sounds funny. I think I would enjoy.
And it got poor reviews.
Well, it's a sex comedy. It's like porn, but a little bit like one step up from porn.
It's not. It's a sex comedy like American Pie.
Oh, I thought you were saying like sex.
No.
And also there were jokes. I was like, that's just porn, but okay. But it sounds fun.
Yeah, very lowbrow. But it's that was his last movie, and then 13 years later he comes up with Barbarian.
Maybe.
No, you can go.
I would say he probably was sitting there like, what's my comeback gonna be?
He was reading a book called The Gift of Fear, where there was a section that encourages women to trust their intuition and not ignore red flags that arise in their day-to-day interactions with men.
Literally, duh.
Yeah, and then he was doing a writing exercise where he tried to write a 30-page scene that would incorporate as many red flags as possible.
Ugh.
And
it's giving toxic masculinity, but okay.
Well, then during the writing process, he ended up writing Barbarian.
You know what? I love it.
Yeah. He came up with a woman showing up to an Airbnb at night. It's been double booked as the setup for it, and then he tried to surprise the audience as he was surprising himself while writing it. And then it turned into this movie. Just because someone writes something does not mean they agree with something. I need you to
I can't separate the artist from the art tonight.
You should watch
feel like
Tar.
starting a fight.
That's a big part of it.
I feel like fighting someone, so I can't separate the artist from the art. I just watched School for Good and Evil. Wasn't Kate Blanchett in that too, I think?
I've never heard of that.
It's on Netflix. It was very cute. I thought it was going to be for children, but then they swore a lot, so it's definitely not for children.
Kate Blanchett was not in that.
Who was
Charlize
in it?
Theron was.
They're the same.
They're not
That's
the
the
same.
same people.
I think this is for kids. It's a fantasy movie.
No, Dan.
It's
They
too long.
swore.
Oh, no. Kate Blanchett is in it. Sorry. She's just not one of the
Aha!
main. She's the voice of a character.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I got confused because Gage said, "Oh, that's Kate Blanchett," and then Charlize Theron came on later, and my pea brain went, "Oh, there's Kate Blanchett." I can't tell anyone apart.
That's all the trivia I have for this. Just about the director. So,
well,
would this be better or worse the same, Anna? No, you say your trivia before I do the question.
Did you know that when Bill Skarsgård was filming It Too, he and his girlfriend at the time had a baby, and people just sent him a bunch of clown-themed things for the baby's nursery?
That's really funny.
And he said, "Respectfully, I hate this."
That's really funny.
Yeah, that's my trivia for you.
Would this movie be better or worse than the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as... I'm gonna have to say Bill Skarsgård's character.
Worse. No offense. I think it really only worked because Bill Skarsgård has played horror characters before, and he kind of has. He's handsome in a creepy way. Like, he kind of looks like a Tim Burton character.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it work.
Yeah, I agree. And there's no place in this for Jimmy Stewart, I have to say. So it would have been worse if he was thrown in there. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 5, Be My Baby needle drops. What do you give it?
4.
Okay.
Just because, I really liked it. It's different. Like I said, different than anything I'd ever seen. There are a few things if I went into this hoping for a traditional horror movie and I did, that's not what I got. And that's okay. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It just means that it doesn't fit into one category. You know what I mean? How about you, Dan?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, twins!
Very fun. Very fun time. Can't be disappointed in watching it.
No, we both had a great time. A great little spooky moment.
So, with that, what are we doing next, Anna?
I'm so excited. We're doing the Meet the Parents trilogy. I can't wait.
I've never seen them.
To do this. I've been wanting to do this for so long, but we've just had other better choices for the time, and I just kept holding on to it in my heart of hearts. And talking about lowbrow humor, are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, I'm aware. I've seen clips.
Some lowbrow humor.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Oh my God, I can't fucking wait. I cannot wait. See when they make Rob. I think it's in the second movie, but when Robert De Niro takes a Viagra.
Okay, let's pause.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Ben Stiller, kind of a fox.
That's next week.
Can't wait.
Get excited for that. In the meantime, if you want to find us on social media, we're on Facebook and Twitter @AndInConclusion, on Instagram @InConclusionPodcast. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/InConclusion. You can find me on Twitter @DanO'Keefe86 and on TikTok @NotDanO'Keefe, where my most recent TikTok has 50,000 views or something.
Shut the fuck up, Dan!
Right?
I'm logging on right now. Okay,
absurd.
King. I'm logging on.
So that's where you can find me. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram @OptimusPrime818, and you can find me on Twitter @AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros. And you can follow my dog on Instagram @JesterThePup1017. She just officially got adopted on Friday, so she's officially mine.
So what's the 1017 for? That's
her birthday.
Oh, okay.
We did the math, and we guesstimated. We know that her birthday's in October. They weren't sure, obviously, specific dates, but we think it's October. Well, we've chosen to celebrate it on October 17th.
Okay. Nice. So, we'll be back next week with Meet the Parents. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, and get vaccinated. Bye.
I cannot fucking wait. Bye. Yeah, and it's also yielding sexy peacock costumes and Halloween the movie. That's it.
A Creative Land podcast.